Now, if my child works, do we end up switching to SSDI after he earns enough work credits, and how does that change impact the monthly benefit? The answer to that's going to be you don't do the switching, okay? Social Security will decide. In other words, you don't have a choice, okay? I mean, at some point, with SSI, there is an annual redetermination of eligibility. And so at that point, Social Security is going to be looking to see, has Andy worked long enough, contributed enough that he would be eligible for a benefit off of his own work record. And we'd have to go back and read through one of the booklets to see how many credits and how much money is needed when you're young, because it is less than for somebody my age. I mean,
well,
in general,
and I will tell you, so I did look that up because we are in the situation of being a teen worker, right? So it looks like it starts between 21 and 24, and they said you would have you needed 6 units to qualify for SSDI, and that's at about, it was around like $1,320 per unit, $1,300.
Okay. So you have figured it out, because see, it's probably in here too.
Yeah, because if Andy starts working at his job 15 hours a week, he should be earning about $7,200 a year. So, so he would get there pretty fast.
Right. See, this is the page I was looking for. This is page 2 in their booklet on disability benefits. See, if you became disabled, enter before the quarter you turn age 24, then you generally only need 1.5 years of work during the 3-year period, ending with a quarter. See, it wouldn't take very long. It wouldn't take very long. So,
right.
and then
that would be pretty much a year and a half.
That could be really quickly. So here would be then what would happen, Stephanie. If he had enough quarters, it could be that his SSDI payment, I'll just throw out because I can do the math easier. Maybe it's $400 a month. Well, he would still get the difference between that and the SSI payment. Well, he probably wouldn't get as much SSI, frankly, because he's working, and I'm going to talk in a minute how the SSI would be reduced, okay? But he still could be eligible for some SSI cash payment, okay? Are you following?
Yeah.
Because it's unlikely that Andy, his SSDI payment, given he's young, and again, he's not making, $50 an hour or whatever, that his SSDI payment would not be greater than $750 a month right now. That's just a guess. But it could be over time. I mean, at some point, then he's going to move off of SSDI. He's going to move off of SSI onto SSDI. Now, the issue with that I think families need to be aware of, and I'm going to go now to, am I still sharing?
Yes.
This is so wonderful. So you see, this is the Support Employment Training Project's website, and there's lots and lots and lots on here. And so I'm just going to click here. This is a grid that I do every year, primarily for employment specialists, but I think it could be helpful to families as well. It just compares the 2 programs on one page. So we have SSI here at the top, and we have SSDI here at the bottom, and it talks about the health insurance for each program, how earned income is treated, how unearned income is treated, and how resources are treated. The 2 programs have different health insurance. The 2 programs treat earned income and unearned income and resources very differently. Now, I want to tell you the reason for that. The reason for that is that SSI, as I said earlier, is not Social Security. It is a means-tested program. You qualify for it because of eligibility, but you haven't earned it. It comes out of the U.S. Federal Treasury. It is actually a form of welfare. It was created in 1972 by Congress with the reorganization of a number of welfare programs. That is in no way devaluing or denigrating anyone who receives it, but that would help hopefully you to understand why it works the way it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Whereas Social Security disability insurance, do you see that key word?
Mm-hmm.
It's a form of disability income replacement, and people have contributed to the benefit they receive by working. So what Andy really needs to do is to not limit his earnings, because he would still maintain Medicaid eligibility if instead of going on SSDI, he needs to earn about $1,200 a month, Stephanie. I'll just leave it at that. Because if he earned $1,200 a month, he wouldn't be eligible for SSDI because he'd make too much money, and he would still be eligible for Medicaid because of a work incentive right here called this. Now, actually, if he earned $1,200 a month, he'd still be getting some SSI. Okay? But really and truly, in my opinion, you want him to be earning at a level where he wouldn't qualify for SSDI because he's making too much money. And he would be able to maintain his SSI eligibility, and then let's say he's making, his SSI payment would go to zero if he made $1,585 a month, and he would still qualify for Medicaid. See, this is an amazing work incentive that allows individuals who are eligible for SSI to continue to be eligible for Medicaid coverage when their earnings are too high to continue to receive SSI. But you could keep receiving Medicaid until your earnings reach $29,954 in 2017. Georgia's may be higher. Every state has an individual threshold based on medical expenses, which I don't know how to calculate that.